This is Reality with Partiality. Today in studio with me is an elder within the Evangelical Brethren Christian Church, Elder Andrew Bliss, Cain, with whom I became very familiar since the 1980s when I attended the Belize Technical College and lived on Amara Avenue in Belize City, up the street from Grace Primary, the same location where the Brethren Church is, where Brother Cain and I first met. Andrew is here to tell us about his journey, past, present, and future, in becoming the best version of himself. So he will take over the microphone and do just that after I make this introduction and teaser, sharing about my past Christian experience. For today, I'm no longer a believer, but a seeker. Whenever Andrew finishes sharing about his experience, he and I will perhaps have a light-hearted conversation in, either that or give closing remarks. So I grew up in Dengriga, where I went to Roman Catholic school, three schools, primary schools actually. I started out at Holy Ghost, had a stint there at Methodist for a semester, and then I rounded out at Sacred Heart Primary. So I was baptized as an infant at Sacred Heart Parish, confirmed as a Catholic, same place, in a ceremony known in the system as confirmation. Was taken to weekly confession through the school program, and sometimes it was monthly while attending the primary schools. I became introduced to evangelical Christianity by a Mennonite missionary, namely James Yoder. He's still alive and has returned to the U.S. today. He was proselytizing in Punta Gorda at the time. However, the influences really took hold on me when I began attending Bethany Baptist Church, where I met the late Pastor Lloyd Welch and also the late missionary N.T. Dillinger, both of whom were Baptist conservatives. During the same period, which was around 1980, 81, 82, I started co-working with my colleague Bradford Padico, who is well known to Andrew and hopefully is there listening this morning, who also belongs to the Brethren Church. So we co-work, Brad and I, at the U.S. Embassy. So I wouldn't recognize his son today, but he had a little baby with Michelle during those days. And those early days, we were very special, because then later on, Rico Alvarado was hired, but there was a brother brethren who Rico had replaced, Brother Luck. He's now gone to be with the Lord, who also belongs to the Brethren Church. There were a couple of experiences as I close this portion that triggered my transition from Roman Catholicism to evangelical Christianity, where I felt that evangelicals at the time had more boost, had more power, spiritual power. So leading up to March 1981 Heads of Agreement and subsequently September 81 independence, having been in 1976 and 77 back-to-back Festival of Arts champion from the district. I was from the district, but I won national champion back-to-back years for speech. When I migrated to Belize City to attend Technical Junior College, I was confronted by a pedophile, having joined the Square Peg Players, where I once co-starred with the late Beverly Smith. Most of the members I know, I will tell you, they are upstanding Belizeans with integrity, and I hope that fellow, who um, with whom I had that terrible experience. I hope he's reformed. However, possessors engage in abusive behavior, and whether gay, bi, or straight, abuse in whatever form ought not to be condoned. So if you are out there and you've been abused, whether sexually, physically, or mentally, whether as an adult or child, instead of being ashamed, you need to report it and heal from it. So the other experience that propelled me towards evangelical Christianity was a combative relationship I had with a co-administrator at the U.S. Embassy, Brad, which it wore me down mentally, um, to the point where doctor gave me some leave due to mental stress. So as a young man, I just, I was aggressive on the job and moving up the ladder very fast. That person and I later became friends. She's passed on, she's gone now to be with the Lord. Um, and I was promoted from the US Embassy to becoming the administrator of Voice of America Relay Radio down there in Orange Point, Punta Gorda. Now I will yield the microphone to Elder Andrew Bliss, who will inform us about his journey. That is his early childhood, you know, then his present, you know, career ambition and calling, perhaps, and in becoming the best version of himself, the future. So he will probably give a snippet into the vision he has going forward. But Andrew, go ahead.
Well, thank you this morning, and pleasant good morning to your listeners and viewers. And I'm happy, I'm ecstatic to be with you, Brother Percy. We have known each other for many, many years now, and the truth of the matter is that I think we like one another.
Yes, it's true. It's
You
true.
know, yeah, yeah. I have always respected you. You know that I've always had high regard for you, and still do.
Likewise.
Um,
Yeah.
my journey is, I guess, nothing too fantastic. However, I will share it with you. Is that I grew up in a Christian home.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
dad was an elder in the church.
Yes.
My mother very supportive, although she was
Mm.
extremely sick. She had an enlarged
Okay.
heart issue, and then she had
Oh my.
extreme arthritis, and
Mm.
she was
Okay.
suffering. And
Okay.
my dad, I got a lot of my ideas and my
Mm.
understanding of life from him. He had to
Okay.
take care of a wife who was extremely sick,
Yes. Yes.
and he had to do things for her that she couldn't do for herself. And so that takes a toll on a man apart
Yes.
from having his own business. And
Yes.
so I learned from his own experience and what I he groomed me because my dad to me was the guy. He was everything to me. I
Yes.
learned about God through from him.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
introduced to God from an early age. Learned to
Yes.
read from very early, and I had to. In the morning time, there were four of us, four kids,
Mm-hmm.
and so he would wake us up, and I would read a passage of scripture and read the Bible storybook, and we saw visuals, which was
Yes.
uh, very good for us to understand what we were reading. And so I grew up, but I also had a problem. And in the
Okay.
60s, because I was born in 62, in the early 60s, there was not much understanding about my problem. And so I did
Okay.
things that were contrary to normality, what other children wouldn't do. I
Yes.
would I
Okay.
would pick my tongue until it bled,
Oh
right?
my.
I
Oh
would do
boy.
things
Okay.
that was not. I had autism,
Ah.
all right?
Okay.
I was autistic. And
Yes.
back
Yes.
then,
Yes.
so when I went to school,
Mm-hmm.
the teachers got enough of me. Nobody wanted, and rightly so, right?
Oh
Like I said,
my.
there was not much understanding back then,
They
and
didn't
so I gave
understand
a
the
lot of
nature.
trouble.
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay.
coupled with that too, what happened? I was very depressed. I was a depressed child.
Oh my.
Like
Okay.
depression was the order of the day for me.
Okay.
For me to
Okay.
feel good or to look up, I had to
Mm.
look forward. I had to be promised something on the
Okay.
horizon that would make me expect. And once I expected something, that would
Yes.
take away the jitters from me, and I would become somewhat normal. And my mother was the first one to notice that about it. She said to my dad, I was probably like about 5 or 6 years old, but I still remember her saying, "You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think I figured this child out. He has
Mm-hmm.
to be looking forward to something for him to become
Okay.
normal." And so what she did for me,
Yes.
she kept me focused. And
Okay.
that is how I calmed myself down and I began to have a semblance of normalcy, so to speak.
Yes. 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 Got
And
you.
so, I got to the age where I became like around 10 or 11 years old was when I
Mm-hmm.
did accept the Lord Jesus Christ into my own heart. I realized that
Okay.
I that God was there was something about God that fascinated me.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
then I realized that, you know what, I need God in my life. I
Mm.
realized that with what was going on around, because remember now back in the 60s we did not have much violence as we have now, and so
That
life
is
was a,
true.
was vastly different.
Yes.
We could say that life was easier, but there were still
Yeah.
challenges though. There still were things that were unsettling. And so
Mm-hmm.
I invited Jesus into my heart.
Okay.
And it was not a
Okay.
grand thing for me. Like, for instance, Brother Lewis, you might have a more compelling story than I, because when you grow up in a Christian home, you just come to realize one day, you know what, I need God, and you accept God in your life. Whereas some
Yes.
people
Yes.
suffer some things, and that is what draw them to Christ because of what they suffer. I
Yes.
did not,
Yes.
I don't have a testimony, a compelling testimony, like I said earlier, but what I do
Okay.
have is an experience with God, though.
Yes. Yes.
Let me
Yes.
share
Yes.
this
Yes.
story with you because this is one of
Go ahead. Yes. Yes.
my my most uh one of the most compelling things that happened in my life. I learned to read. I had autism, but I learned to read at an early age. By the time I was 6, 7 years old,
Uh huh.
I was reading books, big books.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so I
Okay.
love to read American history.
Okay.
And I read the story of Miles Standish and the Mayflower, and I cried for the white men when the Indian attacked them, and so on and so on. You know, you are drawn up into that thing then until when they get older, you realize certain things, right? But I was a
Yes.
well-read person, and by the time I was 9 years old, I mean, I had I s- I had so much books from the libraries in my house. It was not funny, but they used to tell me, "Boy, take back them books." I
Okay.
love
Okay.
to
Okay.
read. I love
Mm-hmm.
to read,
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I saw so that is one of the things that is one of the things that helped me to with my autism to understand the world and what life was really about. Now,
Yes. 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 Yes.
when
Yes. Yes.
I coming out of up to standard 6, when I was in
Uh
standard
huh.
6 at Bethel School, I went to Grace Primary. And the
Okay.
teachers there said, you know what, this boy, I told my parents, this boy can't learn. This boy, something is wrong with this boy.
I.
So they
I.
sent me to Cinderella Infant School. My cousin, Bernice York, she was running the school at the time. And so I went there. I didn't make it there. So they took me out of there and they sent me to Bethel School. And when I went to Bethel School now, was when I found that the teachers there, finally, I had a set of teachers who wanted me and appreciated me. And guess what happened?
Uh huh.
I ended up representing Bethel School for the Primary B spelling contest, and we won.
Wow. Beautiful.
We
Beautiful.
won.
Beautiful.
So all in all, despite all the
Mm-hmm.
challenges
Mm-hmm.
and despite the depression, I
Mm-hmm.
understand now that God had something He
Yes.
wanted me to
Yes.
accomplish in this life, and still do. And I
Yes.
want to say that what has been revealed to me by God
Mm-hmm.
is to have compassion and love for people despite what people might say about people or what I might think. That God just wants me to love people for who they are, to make a change.
Yes.
Because I believe that each and every one of us can make a change where we are, right? God has
Yes.
given us the wherewithal, the capacity
Mm-hmm.
to love. And love is a very extremely powerful thing.
Yes.
But I want to say that particularly my love is drawn for children. I
Okay.
have no children. I have no
Of your
problem
own.
really
Yes, yes,
in
yes.
giving a child, I mean, paying a school fee for a child, or giving a child a meal. I look forward
Okay,
every day.
okay,
I look
okay.
forward for children to
Mm-hmm.
help some child along the way. That is my. That is what
Yes,
drives me. That is what moves me. That is what motivates me. That is what I live for. Children. And so,
yes.
when you were recounting your own story this morning,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was amazed because
Yeah.
the truth of the matter is we all go through different. And I got upset even when you were speaking. I was really
Yes,
upset
yes.
to know that you went through what you went through. You know,
Yes, 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 yes,
the
yes,
thing
yes.
about our country Belize that we love so much, we have to, and I believe I love Belize.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about you love Belize more than me, you have a hard time because I live for Belize. But
Yes,
I will
yes,
tell you
yes, yes.
this:
Mm-hmm.
one of the damning thing about Belize or in Belize is this thing called abuse of children.
Yes,
Children are
yes.
abused beyond measure, whether it's verbal, whether it's physical,
That's
in
true.
whatever form it takes.
That's true.
Children are abused. And we
Yes,
need to
yes.
have people who stand for children. You know, I
Yes.
recall in when I was growing up,
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of cousins, right?
Yes.
And what would happen is that with my cousins, we would like in the summertime, like now, our
Mm-hmm.
parents, my grandmother's house would be filled with children. All of us would
Yes.
go there, like 13, 15 of us. And
Yes,
all of
yes,
us would
yes.
be there sitting and sleeping, and we walk. But our uncles will be there to make sure everything was well. Now, I had some rough uncles, very rough
Okay.
fellows,
Okay.
but they were always protective of us. And so,
Mm-hmm.
for me to hear people's stories is
Yes.
foreign to me. And I get
Yes.
angry
Yes.
because I will tell you that when you abuse a child, you
Mm-hmm.
take away, especially, let's say, sexually, that child's
Yes.
future, especially for females, is gone. That
That's
child
true.
have no,
That's
her
true.
spirituality is affected.
Yes,
Her
yes, yes.
physical psyche is affected. In
Yes,
other words,
yes,
every
yes, yes.
area of her life
You
is
are quite
challenged.
right. You are quite right.
There's a
And
young
real
lady right now who used to
uh-huh.
go
Go ahead.
to one of the churches, and she's a sister of one of my very good brothers, Baptist brothers. And
Uh-huh.
this little girl was abused by somebody in the church.
Yes, I hear you.
A
I hear you.
beautiful soul,
Yes,
beautiful
I hear
little
you.
girl.
Yes, yes,
And let me
yes,
tell you
yes.
something, Brother Percy. This little
Mm-hmm.
girl is, when you see her now, she's unrecognizable. I mean, everything that was beauty is gone from her.
Oh my, that's
And she's
sad.
out on the streets. That is sad.
That's
And when I look at the
yes.
guy who did it, he's still
Uh-huh.
around,
Yes.
walking around like a rooster strutting his stuff. And I
Yes,
tell you
yes.
sometimes I just want to give him a good beating. But vengeance is mine, according to the scripture, said the Lord. So sometimes you have to
Yes,
just
yes,
you just
yes.
keep a cool head, no? But yeah,
Yes.
so going to high school now, my journey in high school,
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
went to high school, but it got worse for me in high school.
Really?
Um,
Okay,
it got
okay.
worse because I was distracted. The thing with this autism, it caused me like I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus.
Yes,
And
yes, yes,
so,
yes.
but the teachers tried. It was not the teachers are Alan Ginity and
I
Stans
know.
Bowman and
Yes.
Selma Bilal and all those guys. They tried with me. They really tried, and I compliment
Uh-huh.
them for that.
Yes,
But
yes, yes,
I
yes, yes,
noticed
yes.
something about myself. I
Okay.
noticed that I was not a normal child to learn the normal way. How I learned was when
Uh-huh.
the lecturer was giving his presentation or her presentation. I would take
Uh-huh.
notes,
Okay.
and there were
Okay.
points in the notes. There were points in the teaching that I would specifically take note of, even mentally.
Yes,
Now,
yes,
while I
yes, yes,
was
yes.
taking, if I am taking notes, and even now, this is the way I am. If I
Uh-huh.
am,
Uh-huh.
if I am giving a lecture, or if somebody is giving a lecture, I will
Yes.
take notes.
Got you.
But
Got
after
you.
when I'm done taking that note, you could take
Mm-hmm.
that away from me. I don't need that again. The
Got
note,
you.
while I'm taking the note, it's being
Y-
registered mentally in my mind.
Yes. Got you.
And you
Got you.
believe, once I have it up here, it stays up
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes,
that
yes,
was what
yes,
why
yes.
that was one of the things that I learned about myself, because I can't focus. Some people have the
Yeah.
gift of focusing on what they are doing. I can't do that. I have to be thinking about two or three different things. That's the way
Got
I'm
you.
wired.
Yes, I got
So
you, bro.
I am here
Uh-huh.
now, but my mind is at work, and but I am focused here. This is where I am. But
Yes, yes.
I don't know why I'm built like that, but that's the way I am. But so I didn't
Respect,
understand,
respect.
and
Mm-hmm.
that affected me in my earlier life. And so
Okay.
I came out of high school,
Mm-hmm.
not learning much, but God be praised. What happened is that I was always good with my hands.
Yeah, okay.
And so in the summertime, my mother would send me to, she said, son, you can't stay in this house. You have to
Uh-huh.
find something to do. I don't want to have no son that is lazy. So if you
Without
want
one
to work
skill.
with your dad, right.
Okay.
My dad had a dry
Uh-huh.
cleaning. He had the first dry cleaning plant in Belize ever.
All
And it was
right.
located
All
on
right.
Regent Street behind Belize Bank,
Okay.
which was where I grew up, right next to Scott's Church. And
Okay.
so in the
Yes.
summertime, he would get jobs from the military, I mean, from the English soldiers and so on. And so he would get the sleeping
Mm-hmm.
bags, hundreds of them. And so, but I didn't want to do that. So my mother said, well, if you don't want to do that, you have to go find something to do. So
Okay.
I went to my friend's house, Mr. Taylor, who was working at BTL at the time, a senior electrical engineer, and
Uh-huh.
he repaired televisions, was what he did,
Yes.
and and radios and so on. And so I love that. Nobody
Ah.
believes that back in that time there was no television station, but people had
True.
televisions. The rich people
True.
had. And
True.
so he took me in and he showed me formulas. I learned to build antennas. I learned to to
Wow.
to do stuff.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
just
yes, yes.
Brad is here. We have Brad. Perhaps Brad could do a song for us at the end of the show. Yeah,
If he's inclined,
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sure, that would be nice.
yeah. Could have him do a song for us. Yeah. So so I studied under Mr. Taylor,
Uh-huh.
and when Mr. Taylor migrated to the States,
Okay.
I forgot about electronics. Forgot
Ah,
about it. No, my dad got a
ah,
job for me at the book center on North Front Street.
yes,
And I asked
yes.
myself, well, what will I do? Because I don't have any special skill. I don't know how to do anything. But
Uh-huh.
God is God. So what happened now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I one night there was a blackout and my television went off. And I
Ah,
tried to get somebody to fix it for me. The person couldn't do it. I got tried to get nobody could fix the television.
yes.
And one night I was sleeping and the morning and I had a dream. And the
Okay.
morning I got up and said, you know what, this dream must be true. I got up and in 5 minutes I got the television working. 5 minutes.
Wow,
And I
wow,
said, you know what, I
wow.
had to get back in this thing. And so I ventured back into electronics. And this
Yes,
time,
yes,
Mr.
yes.
Wayne Godoy, who you know, Mr. Wayne Godoy from Technical College, took
Yes,
me under
yes,
his
yes.
wing. And
Okay,
he further took me, he gave me studies. I studied under him.
okay.
And then I took this thing more seriously. And this is how I started off with my career of electronics. And
Ah,
fast forward to now, this is what I do. It is my career. I've been doing it for over 25 years now.
okay.
And I want to say, I dare say that I'm very good at it, right?
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes,
very
yes,
good at
yes.
it. And it is what I do. And I think I'm doing well in my
Yes,
career. But
yes.
I would not have been able to do it if I did not have people who saw me and took me under their wings. Like God, God gave them the wherewithal to bear with me and give them the patience to show me. And I want to say that what this has done for me was to take other people under my wing and to mentor them also.
Yeah.
And I mentored one guy who is now working at one of the call centers as their IT specialist, right?
Okay.
He started off with me. I took him under my wings. I showed him, and
Yes, yes.
he learned to repair televisions. He learned the formulas, He learned Ohm's laws. He learned what was a potentiometer, a varistor, all the terms he learned, and he knew to apply them and so on. And so he went on from there, and he became my boss one spell because he was the one giving me jobs. so,
Yes, 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 yes,
so,
yes.
so but so this is one of these things. What happened to me caused me to draw closer to God because I realized that in this journey of life, my own journey, I needed to rely on someone. And even when I was in trouble, God was the one who calmed. The scriptures came back to me and calmed my mind. One of my favorite scriptures is the one that says uh, that we. Let me see if I could. Let me. There are so many scriptures. The one that I want to see, the specific one that I want is. I'll get back to it. There's a specific one that I want that I love so
Fine,
much,
fine.
and I had
Okay.
it, but it just came out of my
Yes, yes.
while I'm
I
talking
got.
now. But
Uh-huh.
God is all powerful. God is all knowing, and I credit God with my success in this life. If there's any success, if there's anything good about me, it has to be attributed to God Himself because God has come through for me. God has
Yes.
never let me down. Now, let me say this. My
Mm-hmm.
understanding of God does not come from man. Let me get this straight one time.
Sure,
Because
sure,
there are
sure,
people
sure.
who their understanding
Misunderstand.
of God is what they were taught, is what they. My
Yes, yes, yes.
understanding is a very
Yeah.
intimate, personal,
Yes,
you
yes,
hear
yes,
me?
yes, yes.
Personal
Indeed,
experience with God Himself,
indeed,
who has
indeed.
revealed, who has revealed Himself to
Yes,
me.
yes.
And one of my earlier experiences with God is when I was 9 years old. I
Okay.
wrote a song. Listen to this, brother person. I
Uh-huh.
wrote this song,
Yes.
and the name of my song was Under His Wings. I remember specifically naming the song Under His Wings. And I wrote a
Ah,
verse to that song.
okay.
And do you know
Mm-hmm.
that about 20 years later, 15 years later, we were singing a hymn at church, Under His Wing I'm Safely Abiding.
I know that one. I'm familiar with
And
it.
that was the song that I wrote, the first verse, just like what I
Ah,
wrote down, my brother.
yes, yes, yes,
Can you
yes, yes.
imagine that? I had no idea
Wow,
about I had no idea about that song. And that is what
wow,
happened.
wow, wow,
Amazing. Amazing.
wow. It
And so
is
that was one of
amazing.
my experiences with God that I will never forget.
Andrew,
And so,
Andrew,
you know,
Andrew,
yeah.
speaking of which, you haven't yet mentioned that you play the
Oh, the
keyboard
organ.
and organ. You haven't yet
Oh
mentioned that.
yeah, I do. Okay, let me tell you how I got into that.
Mm,
I got into playing the organ because when I came out of high school, actually, my dad,
mm,
I said that day, I said, I don't want to go back to normal college. He wanted
mm-hmm,
me to continue my studies. I said, no, that won't work.
uh-huh. Okay,
So I said, I want you
okay,
to buy me a business. So he complied, and I had an uncle who lived on New Road,
uh-huh.
and he had a laundromat.
Okay,
So my dad went to him and said, look, I would like to buy your laundromat for my son because I don't want him on the streets. And he
yes,
agreed. And
okay,
so when he bought the laundromat, there were three ladies working.
okay.
And so the business was doing very good. I had no idea. And so when I
Mm-hmm.
went there, sometimes we make $500 a day.
Mm,
Sometimes
mm.
it varied, it varied. But what would a
Yes.
young man, 17 years old, do with $500?
Okay,
I gained
okay.
a lot of friends.
Yes, I understand.
I gained a lot of friends who were always around when the money was there.
Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes,
you asked me
yes.
how I came to the keyboard, and I'm getting there now. So what
Uh-huh,
happened
uh-huh,
was,
uh-huh.
a f- the Bible says that a fool and his
And
the
his
money
money
and his
will
money
soon
will soon
depart.
depart.
Yes, yes, uh-huh.
And I was a fool, and my money departed from me because of my friends that I had, right?
Yes,
But I
yes,
had to
yes,
learn
yes.
that lesson. I had to
Yes,
learn
yes,
that
yes.
lesson, and so
Yeah.
I ran my business into debt. And my dad said, "Well,
Okay.
son, that's yours." And so, long story short, we closed that down. That was,
I got
and so
you.
I had nothing to do. So during that period of time, I would go to
Uh-huh.
the church and
Uh-huh.
just bang on this old piano,
Okay.
and I started to to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I picked that out. Then Happy Birthday
Okay.
to You.
Ah.
And then I decided that, yeah, maybe I could do something here. And I started to mess around with the keyboard until one day when Miss Edwards came and Miss Edwards said, Andrew, we have school going on and you are banging on this keyboard. You have to stop that.
Okay. Okay.
So I was very discouraged, but I stopped. But I found a
Uh-huh.
way to get back in the evenings. And so
Yeah.
one day I started to play a song. I don't remember what song it was, but I started to play this song.
Mhm.
And it just took off from there. It just took off from there, and I
Wow.
started to play, but I could only play in the key of C.
Okay.
But when I got a little bit more, when became a little bit more proficient, Brother Garnet said to me one day, said, Brother Andrew has learned to play, so let him play for us. Now in the
Yes.
key of
Yes.
C, not all songs are played in the key of C. So one day
Gotcha.
when I was playing, and they said, but Brother Cain, they say, take the song higher. So I went to the next octave of C. He said,
Ah.
no man, carry it higher. I went to the next octave
Ah.
of key.
Ah.
So when I was at the last octave, I said, but what you want to do? I am off the keyboard now. I said, yeah, he said, no, I don't mean it. I said, what key are you
Okay.
playing in? I said, C. He
Ah.
said, try F. I said, what do you mean
Ah.
F? And so I had to learn to play in the different keys.
Yes, I
And
got
so
you.
that was my
Got you.
journey in the keyboard. And
Mhm.
I I went to, and so I went to music school. I went to Miss Tillett,
Okay.
and I got frustrated because let me tell you with autism, right?
Uh-huh.
Most children with autism they don't have patience, and that was me. When I learned a song, when I was playing a song at the music school and read the notes, I could
Uh-huh.
read notes, and so I read the notes. I don't have to read the notes again, right?
Yes.
If you are like me, I don't like to do things. I don't like to repeat things. So
Yes.
if just call
Yes.
the name of the song and I will play, and I will
Got
memorize
you.
it.
Got
And
you.
so one day she gave me an exam,
Uh-huh.
and she said, Andrew, he said, I want you to play this song for me. Now, watch the notes, be careful. I am going to listen to you play, but I have to do something in the kitchen. He
Uh-huh.
said, are you looking at the book? I said, yes. Swans on the Lake was the name of the song I had to play. So I am playing
Okay.
this song, and she said, are you looking at the book? I said, yes. And
Uh-huh.
so when she comes back, he said, but are you looking at the book? I said, yes. He said, well, look at the book. I was playing the song, but the book was upside down.
Uh-huh.
No. So she took a ruler and she put me on the hand, right? He said, but you are not looking at the book. I said, sorry, teacher. But the thing about it was that, and so I stopped going to music lesson because I told my mother I hate to repeat things. And
Yeah.
so later on in life, I understood that I had to be patient because one of the ways we learn things is by repetition. And so even though it's hard for me to repeat things, and I get irritable sometimes, but I'm mindful that this is life. Life is have its variances. Life have its and so it's little intricacies and stuff like that. We have to
But
be
Andrew,
understanding.
Andrew, you have educated us about the nature of autism. Even
Yeah,
from the day when the country was like in darkness, in the education system, they they were ignorant about it to the
yeah,
point where you became a victim. You know, they just
yeah, yes, yes,
toss you around
yes,
because they didn't
yes.
understand what was going on with you.
Right.
So it's appreciated that you are able to throw some light. And
Yes, sir.
I sincerely hope that um, the educators, and in particular those in this field, will draw on your expertise as one who embodies, who lives and has developed, matured in this, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
I have autism in my family, Andrew. I do.
Okay, okay. I
So
see.
so
Yes, sir.
so so I too am understanding from you the nature of it because it's i.e. I have a nephew. I have a nephew.
Okay.
And now he's an American, obviously. So there they my gosh, they have a system for them. from very early, so that
Yes, yes,
so
right,
that they
right.
can develop, um, even the terms, as you know, have changed. So they what they call it special needs. Is that the term that is used?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he, um, that relative nephew actually, um, although there was the opportunity to use the resources of the state to give him the special education from early, it was jumped on a little, a few years later. So he's on the program now, learning to become independent.
Right,
I'm
right,
saying
right,
that
right,
it's hard,
right.
it's hard for people to appreciate, but with training, with the appropriate training and so on, and trainers, people who are
Yes, sir.
experts in the
Yes,
field,
sir.
um,
Yes, sir.
um, folk with autism can live fully normal lives
Yes,
and
sir. Right, right.
become the best version of themselves.
Yes, sir.
So have you considered, or are you now involved with educating about autism in any way at all?
It's interesting that you asked that question. The truth of the matter is, I just recently, like since the last month or so,
Uh-huh.
I was passing by Stella Maris,
Okay.
and as I was passing there, I recall because I am familiar with several kids going to that school, right? And
Yes.
in fact I interact with them at different times. But
Yes.
surprisingly, they are all bright kids. I mean, they are extremely bright in like what I noticed about autism is that
Hmm.
every child that I have met that is autistic are focused in a particular area. And
Yes.
once you discover that they are good in that area, if you just influence them or you support them, like one of the things with autism I notice is two things: is water,
Mhm.
is
Oh,
water. Most children with autism run towards water. If you study them, you will. For some reason, they like. This is why the child that
wow.
ran away from the Stella Maris the other day, I think it was in last year or year before last, the child that ran and drowned. They run
Wow.
straight to the water. They love water,
Wow.
and the other thing
Wow.
is that they love is music.
Okay.
They love music,
Okay.
and in fact, there are few people that are notables who have autism. They can't do anything else but play music,
Okay.
and they are at an advanced level of doing so, very advanced. So
Yes.
um, it's not for you to give up on them. In fact, the truth of the matter is, it's a bit challenging to really understand an artistic person. But if you look carefully
Mm-hmm.
at patterns,
Mm-hmm.
how they behave at certain times and when they do it, you
Yes.
will understand that you will see where they are going and what they are inclined for and good at.
Andrew,
That's what I
Andrew,
noticed. Yeah. Yes, sir.
if you don't mind, after the show, I will put you in touch with my cousin, Dr. Yvonne McPherson.
Oh, sure.
She
Sure.
she
Wonderful.
she she is a specialist in this field
Oh,
and is
really?
working.
Oh,
Yes, she's
oh,
working with. She did her doctoral thesis with teachers in southern Belize, and she was
oh,
asked the
wonderful.
question about Stella Maris by my co-host Williams, Attorney Williams. So I will put her in touch
Okay.
with you
Sure, sure.
because I will ask her, to draw on your experience and maybe to use you in the capacity of bringing light, like a spokesperson to this
Right,
thing,
right,
to this thing.
right, right,
Society needs it.
right,
Education, education,
right,
education.
right.
So at this time, then I will ask you to give your closing remarks, and then, as I promised, I will get you in touch with Dr. McFadden.
Yes, sir.
She
Yeah.
she made a presentation a few days ago on the show. So
Okay, nice.
yes, you can in your spare
I'll
time
look at it. I'll look at it.
look
I'll
at
look at it.
Yvonne
Right.
McFadden, her doctor,
Right.
and her presentation. Give your closing remarks, my brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so my closing remarks, I would, I credit God with everything in my life. Everything. I mean, everything.
Yes,
Because
yes,
God has been, He has been there for me when I was down in the valleys. He has been on the mountaintops. He has been there. The psalmist David says, "If I make my bed in hell, He is there." So whether can I
yes,
flee from Thy presence, O Lord?
yes. Wow.
And like I said, one of the most one of the ways, the best way that I have in this life that I ever know is to be kind to people and with
Mm-hmm.
humility to serve other people. I just ask God to give me the opportunity to serve in humility. Because at the end of the day,
Yes.
when you really look at life and its foibles and what life is about, you
Mm-hmm.
understand that life was never about you.
Yes,
It's never
yes,
about me. It's about serving other people. Jesus came and Jesus, that's what he did.
yes, yes,
He
yes,
was a
yes, yes.
server. He served his disciples. He served those around him.
Yeah.
And, and so for me, I am not critical of people. There's no room for criticism. There's no room to
Right,
be critical.
right,
But all I
right.
am, for me, I just ask God to give me a heart of servitude, to serve
Yes,
people, not with
yes, yes,
pride, not from a heart of pride, but from a heart of understanding, to meet
yes, yes,
people
yes.
where they are. Because the truth of the matter is, there are people that have met me where I am, who have
Mm-hmm.
served me because I needed to be served. But with the
Yes,
understanding that because I was served, I know what it is, and I've experienced the goodness of God. No, I want to pass that on to someone else. And if I
yes.
have impacted the life of even one person in this world, I have done my best.
Okay, thank you. And bro, I have not forgotten, but Brad, my colleague, is a household name. He will need his own show. So tell
Yes, sir.
him
Yes, sir.
that,
Yes, sir. Right, right,
tell him
right, right.
that,
Of course.
tell
Right,
him if
right.
he's there listening that I am
Yeah.
offering him Sunday or as soon as he can make it to come on the show because he has so many original songs,
Oh,
folklore
yes,
and
man.
all.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes, yes,
Brad is
yes.
an expert not only in church music but in folklore.
Oh,
A
yes, in
good,
secular music.
darn
Right,
good
right, right,
storyteller.
right.
He's a walking like you or an avid reader.
You know,
Brad is a historian. He embodies history
that's
in the
right. That's
culture
right.
in the
That's right.
culture in the culture. So we need a
Yeah, yeah.
program, a show like we are doing with you, with Brad, as
Right,
soon
right,
as
right.
he's able, as early as Sunday. Please convey that to
I get in
him.
touch with you and let you know. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Thank
see what
you.
he's doing.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, yes. And give him my number too, Andrew, 622-8056, so we can
Okay.
confirm the date. Much
Yes, sir. Sure,
obliged.
no problem.
Thank you for coming on the show. Is there anyone you want to shout out before you leave?
Well, I want to shout out your
Yes,
esteemed
yes, yes.
audience, my brother, and thanks for having them listen to this boring guy. Yeah, yeah, So
Not
it's
only
been it.
so, not only so, Andrew, but you are out there in social media and they like you a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
well, I
Yes.
I it was not my intention to even be on social media, but there are so many things that need to be. And let me tell you something, brother Percy. If
Yes,
you
my brother.
notice me, I am not like a yes man. I just I just say what I need to say.
Yes,
And
my brother.
but one thing, you could criticize me to hell, and I will still be a friend because
Yeah.
life is. We have to
Respect,
be
respect.
understanding that we can't take things
Yeah.
personal. We
Yeah,
ought never to
I
be
love that. I
personal. So
love that. I love
I
that.
can't be personal.
Yeah.
So you could tell me anything. We'll still be
Yeah.
friends.
On that note, my brother, thank you again. Have a good one.
God bless. God bless. Thank you too, my
God bless.
brother. God bless. Okay.
God
Bye.
bless. Yeah, Christianity is a religious belief system. There are over 4,200 religions in the world today. Christianity is only one of them. One religion that has several denominations, including Catholic, Anglican, Methodist, Baptist, Brethren, Pentecostal, among others. So the Christian religion, as the term denotes, means follower of Christ's doctrines, the belief in salvation through Christ. As for spirituality, it is a term that is juxtaposed with physicality. As a human being, we are both physical as well as spiritual beings, have the two nature. But the physical is not who we really are. That one will go back to the dust when we die. But we will continue to live perpetually, eternally in the spirit realm. So at the core, we are spirit beings. And so we are either governed, we choose to be governed through our physical body and minds, or through our consciousness and awareness, which is the spirit, the realm of the spirit. The difference is that everything in the physicality, the physical created universe, comes with the boundary of space and time. So you can only grow so much. You can't grow beyond the boundary. But in the spirit realm, there's freedom. You can grow and expand without limit. So a devotee to spirituality is one who is governed by the spirit and spirit realm. I am a devotee to spirituality, so I'm no longer a believer, but I'm a seeker of truth who goes by reality. So I am not an optimist nor a pessimist. I'm a realist. Um, I neither believe nor disbelieve anything until it enters my experience. So, in my view, prayer is useful for adoration and the making of supplication. My aim is to grow in perception, not expression, right? Where you, yeah, 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 yeah. And you grow in perception through meditation. You cannot know anything without having first perceived it. And there are two ways that you perceive. One is through logic, which breeds understanding, and the other is through the experience of a relationship. So that is the only way you can know God and know the nature of your existence, through your consciousness and awareness, through the experience of a relationship, the same way you'd know a prostitute through the experience of a relationship. And that is perfectly legal as well as spiritual. So I am committed to meditation, which is a way of being. Meditation is not an act, it's a way of being. I have established a consecrated altar within myself wherein I remain meditative 24/7. It is through meditation that I do inner engineering. So I know how I feel, think, and experience life. In a nutshell, it is how I know the nature of my existence and what led to my finding my niche as a one of a kind human being. I, as a theologian, is an architect of this program I have devised, So today I am a life transformation coach, majoring in humanity's holistic well-being and spirituality. This talk show, Reality with Partiality, is the vehicle carrying my message. And as a consultant, I meet with clients online, you know, and soon to come will be the third component to what I'm about, the Wellness Center on the ground, which will be located by the riverside down there in Sarawi village. My brother Paul arrives in September, November of this year. So while he builds his retirement home on a 14-acre property down there by the riverside, I will be helping him, yes, with that. But I'll also be focused on erecting this wellness center I'm referring to. Notwithstanding, you can say technically that I am already operating on the ground. I'm able to meet with clients face to face. Life transformation is holistic, having to do with your physical, mental, and spiritual health, well being through inner engineering. Thanks for being with us. It's been my pleasure. I am Partiality, which means one of a kind. Have a good one.